This translation assessment is number 5, and it's going to be split into 5 parts as well, because of the fact that it's a bit long. And I've noticed some of the viewers did not spend more than a few minutes watching some parts of the video, so that's why. Now, this particular assessment, there will be objectives for it, objectives of the session. The first objective that I am trying to actually convince you on is to learn how to assess a translation, a published one. Then trying to build translators' confidence, showing the reasons behind the use of certain procedures in the translation, like why did you choose certain words, or why did you add something that's justified or unjustified addition, and also detect some nuances of both the ST and TT languages while you are analyzing the two texts. Now, as I said, there will be 5 points or 5 key points that will be discussed: the ST, the TT, the analysis of the ST, and the analysis of the TT, and then suggested TT. TT means target text. ST means source text. Now I will start with the first part, which is the ST. I will look at the ST only in this section. But before we do that, we'll look at the criteria. Very important to know what standards are we using to assess the ST or the TT for that matter. Now, first of all, we have lexis, which means the choice of words and the terminology. We look at cohesion in terms of structure, sentence structure, tenses, referencing, the participant who is doing what, didactic words, pointing words such as his, this, these, those, here, I, we, you, and the conjunctions, and we'll see how they are used. Also, when we are assessing, we need to look at the coherence, which is the rhyme and theme of the text or the sentences. Then the text type: is it literary text? Is it a scientific text? Is it an informative text, or is it an evaluative text? The register, whether it's formal or informal, whether it uses some geographical or temporal aspects of discourse, or there will be a field of discourse or mode of discourse, what kind of field or mode or tenor. And then finally the approaches, whether we are using in a translation literal translation or functional approach or functional translation. And the latter, of course, focuses on the purpose of a translation and its context. And then finally, you look at the brief that you get from the commissioner or the client who has asked you to do the translation. What's their brief? What are they trying to give you as conditions or points that you need to be aware of? Now here is the text, which is the source text which is published, and I am going to actually read it for you. As viewed from space, Earth's distinguishing characteristics are its blue waters and white clouds, enveloped by an ocean of air consisting of 68 or 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. The planet is the only one in our solar system known to harbor life. Circling the sun at an average distance of 149 million kilometers and 93 million miles, the Earth is the third planet from the sun and the 5th largest planet in the solar system. There is a little bit of an error in typing, which is here. Let me just fix it first before we move on, which is the comma needs to come straight away after and after the outside. Yeah, that's it. And then the space. And then just carry on with this. Okay, so we have looked at the first part. The second part is its rapid spin and molten nickel iron core give rise to an extensive magnetic field, which, coupled with the atmosphere, shields us from nearly all of the harmful radiation coming from the sun and other stars. Most meteors burn up in the Earth's atmosphere before they can strike the surface. The planet's active geological processes have left no evidence of ancient building. It almost certainly received soon after it was formed, and finally the Earth has a single natural satellite, the Moon. This is the source text, okay, which is 152 words, okay, which I will be discussing it only this one, so I'll just move on to this one in particular and then just point out certain things in the source text. I suppose we can go back to that in a minute, but what is interesting is distinctive characteristics, which is in plural. For example, this is one thing. And also in our solar system, the only one, and it's a planet, okay, and it's circling, which is here, circling blah, 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 blah. The Earth is the third. So here we have the gerund issue and the present participle. How do we handle them when we are translating? Of course, there's a conversion here from kilometers to miles, which is another one which is quite interesting. In the second one, we find that there is an issue about the word stars and planets. We need to know that planets are the ones that reflect the light, whereas stars produce light. They are the source of light. And then soon after it was formed, that was the word it is referencing to what? To the planet, of course, which is the Earth. And then we have also the other point is about the natural satellite. And here I think they are referring to, as you know, there are now lots of satellites that are made, human-made ones that are orbiting the Earth. And there is the natural satellite, which is this one. And here, of course, there is an issue in the translation, as we will come to later in our discussion. I'm going to stop here and continue in the second video here.